The Wild Area Event 2025 has been announced with Mighty Pokemon returning, Grimmsnarl in a dark and fairy theme, Shadow Shiny Cresselia and Darkrai, and much more all coming. Today we're breaking down that whole event, arguably one of the most loved global events in Pokemon GO. Let's get into it. So as last year, the Wild Area event is going to be broken down into a global event where you can play it anywhere in the world and an in-person event happening in Nagasaki, Japan. Let's start by talking about the global event because that's the one you'll most likely be playing. And then we'll talk about the one in Japan, which I am really excited for. And there's a cool opportunity for you guys to join me there. Nonetheless, Global Wild Area is going to be November 15th and 16th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. your local time. Now it is going to be a ticketed event with certain features being locked behind the ticket and certain features being available for everyone for free. The ticket price will most likely be the same as last year at $11.99 USD, and if you purchase it in the web store, you will get a special avatar item, the Flower Crown, as well. Nonetheless, during the global event, Grimmsnarl is going to make its Pokemon GO global debut. Specifically, Impidimp, the Willy Pokemon, is going to be appearing in the wild and hatching from 5-kilometer eggs, which you can evolve up into Grimmsnarl, and yes, it can be shiny. This is one of my favorite Pokemon in the game. Shadow Darkrai is also making its debut during the event, as well as the return of Shadow Cresselia, in which both can be shiny Shadow. On Saturday, you're going to have Shadow Cresselia in Shadow Raids, which can be a Shadow Shiny, and Shadow Darkrai on Sunday, which can be a Shadow Shiny. We'll also have the shiny debuts of Shiny Unknown W, Shiny Hatena, and of course the shiny Impidimp, which I already talked about. And if you do buy a ticket, you do get shiny boosts during this event on all of these encounters. AKA, yes, shiny boost is still locked to people who spend the money. Now, as far as wild spawns during the event, it is going to be a dark and fairy themed, with the Lurking Dark Hour running first, followed by the Fanciful Fairy Hour, and they're going to be rotating back and forth throughout the whole event. In the Lurking Dark Hour, you'll be able to encounter Alolan Meowth, Alolan Grimer, Ghastly, Hoot, Murkrow, Sneasel, Houndour, Poochyena, Galarian Zigzagoon, Seedot, Nincada, Cacnea, Kricketot, Skunky, Skorupi, Scraggy, Zora, Fungus, Dino, Inkay, Phantom, Impidimp, and Dreepy. During the Fanciful Fairy Hour, you'll be able to encounter Clefairy, Alolan Vulpix, Jigglypuff, Galarian Ponyta, Chansey, Togetic, Marill, Snubbull, Ralts, Skitty, Swablu, Phoebus, Cherubi, Audino, Cottony, Esper, Dedenne, Klefki, Poplio, Cutiefly, Hatena, Impidimp, and Smoliv. Of course, Mighty Pokemon will also be returning. If you do not know what Mighty Pokemon, they are Pokemon that can spawn in the wild, have an increased chance of being XL or extra large, and will have an IV floor of 13, meaning there's around a 1 in 27 chance of them being 100% IV. However, they are very difficult to catch, having a very low catch rate. However, Safari Balls are returning as well, which are going to greatly improve your chance of success in catching those Pokemon. Remember, Safari Balls can also be used on Galarian birds, making it a lot easier to catch those as well. The Mighty Pokemon we're getting on Saturday during this event are going to be Wigglytuff, Galarian Rapidash, Tyranitar, Mawile, Absol, Golurk, Hatterene, Obstagoon, and Meowscarada. And on Sunday, you'll have Alolan Ninetales, Galarian Weezing, Granbull, Houndoom, Gardevoir, Noctowl, Garchomp, Drapion, Weavile, all being featured in the Mighty Pokemon. These are one of the best chances to get a Shundo Pokemon. Mighty Pokemon are so fun. I had so much fun with them last year. Now, 5-kilometer eggs during the event, we'll have Mime Jr., which is a regional. It'll be global. Sandile, Ponyard, Carbink, Impidimp, and Tinkatink. As far as instant spawns, all trainers will be able to encounter on both event days Alolan Ninetales, Galarian Rapidash, Tyranitar, Mawile, Absol, Garchomp, Drapion, Weavile, Hatterene, and Meowscarada off of Incense. However, if you do buy the ticket, you do get exclusive instant spawns on top of those instant spawns we just talked about. Those will include Unknown D, I, L, and W, as well as the following Mighty Pokemon of Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, all available off of Incense. So the odds that you encounter a wild Shundo, Uxie, Azelf, or Mesprit are pretty high because they are going to be Mighty Pokemon during this event. Now, if you do buy a ticket, you do get an exclusive special research story that you can go ahead and claim. This is going to be a branching research where you can choose on becoming an expert in the dark or fairy type, and that will obviously lead to different medals and different encounters. There'll be exclusive field research tasks during the event to get you encounters with event-themed Pokemon, and all trainers will get the bonuses of up to 3 free raid passes from spinning gyms during the day, daily max particle collection limit increased to 1,600, and 3 snapshots during the event to get you encounters with event-themed Pokemon. Don't know what they will be yet. If you do buy a ticket, you do get more bonuses than just that, including the increased chance of shiny Pokemon, as we mentioned, daily max particle collection limit of 3,200, increased max particles from power spots and exploration, 3/4 max particle cost for unlocking and powering up max moves, 6 free raid passes each day from spinning gyms, 2x catch candy, increased chance of finding 5-kilometer eggs, half egg incubator distance, lure modules lasting for 2 hours, and 6 snapshots during the event. So a lot of big bonuses, as well as during the whole weekend, you will have up to 6 special trades and half starters from trades if you buy the ticket. Oh, and finally, you will even find more spawns on routes during the event, and you will find more buddy candy while exploring routes during the event. Overall, a lot going down during the global event, but it is all happening 1 week earlier and with even more going down in Nagasaki, Japan, November 7th to 9th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Japan Standard Time. The reason I'm excited for this is because I'm actually hosting a group trip from November 9th to November 15th, starting in Osaka, Japan, which is only a 1-hour flight. So if you've ever wanted to experience an in-person event in Japan, this might be the time to do it, as you can go experience the wild area in Nagasaki and then join us on our 1-week group trip exploring Japan with a bunch of Pokemon Go trainers. We can make a bunch of trades, all that stuff, and then at the end of the trip, we can all play the global wild area event together. If you want more info about that group trip and how to sign up, go ahead and click the link below. There's literally only 14 days left to sign up for this trip before it closes, and we have 10 spots left. Would love to play the Wild Air event with you in Japan and then also explore with it. Anyway, what is actually going down in Nagasaki during these 3 days? Of course, Grimmsnarl will be making its debut as well a week early before the global, and Shadow Cresselia and Darkrai are going to be in the Shadow Raids. Specifically, they're going to be going down all weekend in these Shadow Raids, so they're not going to be locked to one day. And you will be getting up to 9 free raid passes from this in-person event, and you can purchase even more with the in-game add-on, so you have more free raid passes to play with than at the global event. Now, all of this is going to be happening throughout all of Nagasaki, in which there's not going to be a specific park to play at, and this will be an event going out throughout all the city the whole weekend, in which that will also include all of the wild spawns with the 2 rotating hours again, with the Lurking Dark Hour spawning Alolan Meowth, Alolan Grimer, Ghastly, Hoothoot, Murkrow, Sneasel, Houndour, Poochyena, Galarian Zigzagoon, Seedot, Nincada, Cacnea, Kricketot, Skunky, Scroopy, Scraggy, Zora, Fungus, Dino, Inkay, Phantom, Impidimp, and Dreepy, and the Fanciful Fairy Hour spawning Clefairy, Alolan Vulpix, Jigglypuff, Galarian Ponyta, Chansey, Togetic, Meryl, Snubbull, Ralts, Skitty, Swablu, Phoebus, Cherubi, Audino, Cottony, Esper, Dedenne, Klefki, Popplio, Cutiefly, Hatena, Impidimp, and Smoliv, in which these will all be shiny boosted as well. Mighty Pokemon will also be returning again in Nagasaki a week before the global event, in which again, there is a 1 in 27 chance of getting them as a Shundo. They have an increased chance of being XL or extra extra large, and they're a little harder to capture. However, you will be getting more Safari Balls from the in-person event. Usually there's a research that drops a lot of them, so they're a lot easier to catch because you have more Safari Balls. They'll also not be completely broken up into days and off incense. They're just going to be spawning everywhere at all times, in which Alolan Ninetales, Wigglytuff, Galarian Rapidash, Galarian Weezing, Ampharos, Granbull, Houndoom, Tyranitar, Gardevoir, Mawile, Absol, Honchkrow, Garchomp, Drapion, Weavile, Golurk, Hydreigon, Primarina, Corviknight, Hatterene, Obstagoon, and Meowscarada will all be the Mighty Pokemon available during the event, so a lot of Mighty Pokemon to go after. You will then have in the 5-kilometer eggs, Mime Jr., Sandile, Ponyard, Carbink, Impidimp, and Tinkatink. It's very, very similar, not gonna lie. The instant spawns during the event are going to be unknown A, D, G, I, K, L, N, S, and W. And off of incense, you can also find the Mighty Pokemon of Alolan Ninetales, Galarian Rapidash, Tyranitar, Mawile, Absol, Garchomp, Drapion, Weavile, Uxie, Mesprit, Azelf, Hydreigon, Primarina, Corviknight, Hatterene, and Meowscarada. So yes, those 3 wild legendaries can be mighty in the wild. We have exclusive special research, again, where you can choose to become a dark or a fairy type expert, and that will give you a different medal. And 2 unique timed researches available throughout the city. 1 special dark and 1 special fairy themed Pokestops will appear across the city, and you can spin these Pokestops to progress in each research. These will most likely get you some pretty cool encounters because it sounds like a lot of work. Field research tasks will also be available during the event to get you encounters with event themed Pokemon, and the bonuses. You will have the bonuses of increased shiny odds, probably more than the global event because it's an in-person event, half egg incubator distance, 10 raid passes from spinning photo discs at gyms, 3 snapshots per day to get you encounters with event-themed Pokemon, daily max particle collection limit of 8,000, increased max particles from power spots and exploration, increased chance to find 5-kilometer eggs, 2-hour lure modules, incense will last for 2 hours, 2 times catch candy, and 3/4 max particles cost for unlocking max moves. And also, you will be getting 6 special trades each day during the event, and those will be going down literally all day, every day, so you don't have to do it in the event hours, and half starters from trades. Now, it is important to say the Nagasaki event is ticketed, which it will cost 3,600 yen, which is about 24 USD dollars to get access to this event. And then you can buy add-ons to get more out of this event, including the Battle Ready add-on for 1,900 yen, or about 13 US dollars, giving you 18 free raid passes during the event, 5,000 more XP for completing raids, 2 times XP from completing max battles, 6 more candy for catching Pokemon in raids, 3 more XL candy for catching Pokemon in raids, 1 more candy for catching Pokemon in max battles, and 1 more XL candy for catching Pokemon in max battles. Or you can buy the Egg Enthusiast for, again, 1,900 yen or 13 USD, giving you quarter egg hatch distance, 3 times hatch XP, candy, and Stardust. This also, by the way, only gives you access to 1 day of the event, whether that's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and you can buy extra days for 2,600 yen or 18 USD. So overall, it is pretty expensive, obviously, to go to Nagasaki and play this event. If you want more value out of your ticket, playing the global one will be better. However, there's more than just playing the event when you come to these events. There is a bunch of in-person activities going down. There are thousands of Pokemon Go players you can go ahead and meet. You are in Japan, you can experience the Japanese culture, and overall make a memory that will last you a lifetime, because playing events in Japan is like playing them nowhere else in the world. So if you're interested in joining us in Japan, or if you plan on going to Japan and just to experience Wild Area, I will be there, so stay tuned. I'll definitely do a meetup to meet up with you guys. Link below if you want to learn more about that. Watch these video on screen and let me know if you're excited for Wild Area 2025. Follow for tips. Peace.